And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Forever Rugby for Sports and the World Under 20 Championship Final. Are we ready, people, to hopefully watch the Junior Boks live for Australia for the first time in well over 10 years? We've seen a bit of a disjointed performance earlier from the Boks. Definitely not at their best, but room to work on against Georgia, despite scoring 55 points. But for me, this was the big one for the day because this is a final. It is a game against the New Zealanders. There's always big occasions, and it doesn't get bigger than this. As a young player, it does not get bigger than this. And we have been the team to beat throughout the tournament. Playing in the white jersey today, don't know why. Not a fan. I know we're the away side, but not a massive fan in all honesty. But I guess we did put 70 odd points on Australia wearing this kit, so here we go. Yo, I'm actually a bit nervous to be honest, watching the buggers come out here. And tell you what, we've just played so well throughout this tournament. I'm just so desperate for them to put in a big shift and to just play to their ability. To be perfectly honest, because if they play to the best that they can play, they win this game. I genuinely believe that. I think of the way they've played, when we are on, I think we're unstoppable. On attack, I really do. I think we've got such an exciting array of talent, and hopefully we're going to see it coming up in tonight. And we'll go through the lines in a bit, and it is an unchanged team for the Junior Boks. A couple of changes for New Zealand, so we'll go through the teams in a little bit. But in the meantime, I want to get your score predictions and let me know who you're supporting down in the comments below. Let's settle in for watch along number 4 of the day. We had New Zealand versus France this morning. We had a very good game between the British and Irish Lions and Australia, and then we had the Bok game earlier. And now we finish things off with a final play off for rugby. Winner takes all in what I'm hoping is going to be a pretty epic game. In terms of the lineups, and it looks like a pretty decent crowd in there as well. We'll start with the South Africans, who are, as I mentioned, unchanged. In the front row, Simpiwe, Ingobize, Sibosito, Minabelele, and Herman Loverpack down the front row. They're backed up by their captain, Riley Norton, and JJ Turan, who looks a real talent. The back row, one of the big draw cards of this Junior Boks side. Ole Nyali, Batubile Hlakani, and Wandile Mlaba have all been very good throughout the tournament. The superstar in the making, Hashim Pete, has had more meters gained going into the semi-final than anyone before him in the tournament, and he broke the record of Anton DuPont going into that, and he added more meters in that semi-final. And hill partner Vusi Moyo, who's got a very lethal boot in the number 10 jersey. You then got Jaco Williams and Cheswell Juster in the two wings. Cheswell Juster with lots and lots of pace. Albi Bester next to Dimitri Erasmus in the centers, and Jalama Mentu in the at full back. Off the bench, it'll be Jean-André Skuman, Oliver Reed, Jean Erasmus, Jaco Kobala, Matt Remar, Stephanus Linda, in a 6-2 split that then features Kiana Everson and Dominic Malchas in the back row. For the New Zealanders in the front row, it is Sika Paul, Manamaua Letua, who captains the side in the number 2 jersey, and Robson Faliafa in the tight head. The two locks, Xavier Tracy and Jaden Saw. In the back row, it is Finn McLeod, Caleb Woodley, and one of the two vice captains, Moses Basson. In that halfback pairing will be Dylan Pledger next to Rico Simpson. Dylan Pledger, the other vice captain in the All Blacks side. The two wings, Maloney Kunawave and Frank Vinaku. And then the centers, we've got Jack Wiseman and Cooper Roberts. And a fullback, Stanley Solomon, starting in that 15 jersey. Off the bench, it will be Eli Onorentime, Israel Time, and Dane Johnston, Asaka Vakasuyolo, Michael Fowler, and Jai Tamatai. And then Will Cole and Tane Harvey completing that All Blacks bench. They beat France in the semi-final. It was quite a closely contested semi-final. And, and they really had to work. The the Junior Boks, on the other hand, blitzed Argentina very quickly and then kind of just had to sort of keep them off for the rest of the game. So the Junior Boks will be full of confidence going into this game, given how dominant they were in that semi-final where, within the first 20 minutes, basically, had won the game. And that's not being. They just were. They ran 4 tries in, and didn't look like stopping. It was such a clinical performance in that first half. It then slowed up a little bit, and that's maybe something that they'll be a little bit worried about with regards to the fact that they probably needed to have been a bit more accurate throughout. But that'll be one of the work-ons they'll try and do today. But when they're on form, when that attack starts to flow, there are so many game breakers in this Junior Boks side, and I'm really excited to see what they can pull off tonight, because we've been waiting for this. We came a third last year in this Under-20 Championship. We often been hosting it over the last 10 years. We actually last won it on home soil down in Newlands, and that was obviously a big moment. That was many years ago. So let's see if we can try and replicate that success it's a new batch of youngsters, and we're seeing future All Blacks tonight. We're seeing future Springboks, and looks like lots of the families that have gone over are there. So really nice to see the support for the lads. Riley Norton captaining them, very inspirational type of captain. I was actually watching a video of him earlier in the year, and it was one of the speeches before the Rugby Championship, and he's one of those very heart in the sleeve type of captain that really engages with his players. So I want to go score predictions, people, and let me know you're supporting. 69 votes so far, 88% of you guys supporting South Africa so far. Let me know what your score predictions are. And if you're new, please do subscribe to the channel on the journey to 90,000 subscribers. Less than 500 needed. And that man, Bato Hlakani, the giant, will be looking to put in a big performance. That's Tatiana Schoonmaker, who's in the stands. That's quite cool to see her over there. I wonder what she's doing over in Italy, unless she knows one of the players. Schoonmaker Smith. I mean, there we go. You're being watched on by an Olympic gold medalist who's cheering you on. That's actually very cool, to be fair. Meanwhile, I'm hearing about all the absolute chaos trying to leave Imambela Stadium after that. And we're going to have the Junior All Blacks with their the haka before we start. And then we get to go into the action. And I'm really, really excited to see what we're going to go with here. Junior Boks line up on the 10-meter line, waiting to accept the challenge. Right, people, what are we saying here? Well, and how are we feeling? I'm weirdly nervous for an under-20 game, which I shouldn't be nervous about at all. But I think I've been so invested in this side in particular. Watched a lot of the games in the Rugby Championship. Watched them last year. Watched a lot of the games against Georgia in that incoming series, for example. And we've really been preparing quite well over the last year, which is, I think, probably one of the really good things, and one of the big things that made a difference, that we're playing like a team. And I think that's really paid dividends, being able to play more games together, get a squad together, and let them gel and let them get to know each other on and off the field, and try to sort of build that vibe. So I think that's kind of been an issue previously, is that we've got such a good schoolboy system, but then, selection's been an issue in terms of trying to pick the right players. And then once you've got those players, how do you integrate them all together and make sure that they're playing at the top level as quickly as possible? Haka still, this is a very long haka. We're still going. So kickoff is supposed to be in 2 minutes. A little bit of time there. Yeah, no, listen. You know what? Not going to say anything. Young lad, very passionate, leading the haka. Love it for him. Got a terrible moustache. Trying to give the glare, and it's not really coming off as particularly intimidating. Trying to have a little stare off over there with the two teams. The haka being led by the number 15, Stanley Solomon, for the All Blacks. So it's early in the morning for New Zealand. It's late at night in South Africa, but we are all awake and we're all ready to watch these lads have a go. It is being shown on, if you're in South Africa, it's being shown on 211 Supersport Rugby. It is not being shown on, in fact, I think it's also being shown on the grandstand, which is 201. And we're ready for kickoff here. Bart Hlakani getting ready. He needs a big game. Does the big man. Come on, the lads. Come on, the lads. Come on, the lads. JJ Toronto on screen. He had a very big semi-final. Got a great engine on him. Contracted at the Bulls. He's going to be an exciting player. Referee Jeremy Rosier from France officiating the game. Looks like a pretty decent crowd in, as mentioned. So hopefully it'll be a good occasion for the young lads. Not always been the biggest crowds over there for Italy, but to be fair, it's junior tournament. You wouldn't see mass crowds. Yeah, we did see a very big crowd there at Newlands to watch them all those years ago try and compete and win this game back in 2012. A side that featured World Cup winners, double World Cup winners. Andre Pollard was the big prodigy at the time. Now we've got Vusi Moyo in the number 10 jersey, and he's had a really good tournament as he gets things underway, going down the right-hand side. 80 minutes ahead. Oh, it's a bit of a mistake early on. I think that might have been Stanley Solomon. It's actually Cooper Roberts there under a bit of pressure. Looked like he knocked it backwards, but good kick off that from Junior Boks. Have forced All Blacks quite deep. Now goes back into the pocket. Needs to find a good clearance, does Rico Simpson, and he does find clearance up towards 22s. An early opportunity here from the Junior Boks from the line out, and it's nice to have the early line to just sort of settle the nerves. So Sebasito Minabelele needs to make sure that he's accurate here, and I think keep this nice and simple. Bring it down, get the rolling more going. Let's get stuck into this. Yeah, the timer is going there, Giovanni, so we're on 55 seconds, although on the TV I'm actually at 49, 50, 51, 53, if you're trying to think about that, but the climb over there is more or less in time. And we do lose the launch here to the Junior Boks, not the way we wanted to start. So one back from the All Blacks. And back in the pocket is Rico Simpson. He'll try and kick us further downfield, and we'll have another go. He doesn't actually find touch. So Chiswell Houston, he's got lots of pace. Chiswell Houston, but it's a massive thumping tackle coming. It's a really good tackle. He was lined up and knocked down by Robson Felify, but there's a penalty for the Junior Boks, and Chiswell Houston will make a mental note not to run into Felify anytime soon. The big tight head making his mark. It's a very good kick there from Vusi Moyo on the 5 meters. Yeah, come here. Let's get this going. Nice early try, people. That's what we want. Right, Minabelele needs to make sure he hits his jumper here. Go to the back of the line, and Bart Kakani goes up and comes down, looking for the rolling more here are the Junior Boks. Forwards being coached by Johan Ackerman. Starting to get a bit of a move on. Albi Best is involved there. Minabelele doesn't actually need to have the ball. We're right on the try line, though, and if we got ground, we do have grounding. There it is. The perfect start for the Junior Boks. A try within 3 minutes. It's Bart Kakani, actually. I think he actually might have actually scored it. They didn't actually really manage to get the ball back. No, here we go. Well, they're looking at, is that Kole Nyali, who I think they've awarded the try to. But that's a really nice start. A fantastic kick that from Vusi Moyo. He's got such a good boot. Very composed player. Puts them on the 5 meter line. It's a solid line out. And they managed to get over. Good work now. Vusi Moyo needs to try and add the extras here. It's so important to start well in these sort of games. Get the confidence up. Get yourself really believing that you can do it. And the big thing that Riley Norton will be saying right now is that the score's 0-0, people. It is 0-0. We treat it as 0-0. We don't take the foot off the accelerator here. We start again. That's a good kick from Vusi Moyo. He's got such a good boot on him. Such a mature player for his age. And I'll tell you what, I think we might be seeing him a bit more at the Sharks. Maybe we'll see him in the Currie Cup coming up because he's a really talented player. 7 points to 0 after just over 3.5 minutes. And Rico Simpson will get us back underway. Good start this from the Baby Boks, who have officially been chased the Junior Boks. I miss the Baby Boks. Oh, such a cool name. Down the middle of the park, though. And this is Vusi Moyo. Kicks deep. Doesn't find touch, though. And it's Simpson himself. Looking for options. Solid tackle on him. Now to the left-hand side. Trying to put the kick in behind. But Batu Klikani's managed to put his boot in front. And the All Blacks have retained possession. I think it's a knock-on advantage. Would be my guess. Or just the offside line that the referee's indicating. The ball's been ripped in the tackle. There was no advantage. Go back for a penalty for offside. That's a bit frustrating. A little over-eager at the... on the defense there with the Junior Boks. Giovanni's saying, brilliant kick. Vusi Moyo is so composed. He really is. He just doesn't look like anything phases him whatsoever. Very talented young player. Right, it's a good kick that from the... No, that just kicked it dead. He's kicked it dead. At one stage, I thought he'd gone really up towards 5 minutes. That's a mistake from Rico Simpson. So Junior Boks get out of that one. And it'll be a scrum just past the 10-meter line. Opportunity now to really get stuck in. And the front row's battle is going to be very interesting. I mean, it's basically Fletcher Newell Jr. here in Robson Falefa. The orange hair, tight head. Pretty pale. It's obviously how that's like just coming through, you know. I suppose, you know, we had Stephen Kitsoff, the OG Ginger Ninja. Hashim Pete with the ball, and what a talent he is. Goodness me. Give him a bit of space at your own peril. Looks like a pretty solid hit there. Working hard at the Junior Boks, and they're going through. Still going to the Junior Boks. There's the penalty advantage. Hashim Pete now uses it. Looks to go himself. Spins away in the tackle. Quick ball now. Vusi Moyo puts it into the boot, but puts it into the hands of... it's actually Caleb Woodley who made the tackle. We'll go back for the penalty. There we go. Scrum penalty. More try. Forward dominance from the South Africans early on. This is what we like to see. This says Boks to win by aura. All for it. All for it. Whatever we need to do to win, yeah. And Vusi Moyo now going to try and get us back into All Black territory. Get us going again. Very nice early start. We started very well against Argentina as well. Maybe kind of sort of faded out a bit. But by then, the majority of the damage had been done. And Vusi Moyo, it's not a bad kick. Not being... he's got a big boot on him. He could have been a lot more greedy with the distance. But choosing to go safe, which I quite like. Right. Minabelele needs to find his man. Riley Norton, JJ Sharon will be calling the lineouts. And there's another lineout stolen, so I need to try and sort that out. It's a good line steal, this from the All Blacks. And they go to the boot. And Yaka Williams is going to go back and give some space to Mentu. Mentu with chip and chase. Yaka Williams after it. Yaka Williams got plenty of pace. He does get there first, and it'll go out off him, so it'll be an All Blacks lineout. But it's an early bit of a warning shot there, the pace of Yaka Williams. Right, so the All Blacks with the line just outside the 22. Referee wants a bit more of a gap here, saying that he's not standing on the mark. They go to the back. It's uncontested from the box. Rico Simpson. Good hands. Good hands is from the All Blacks. And they have to work down the left-hand side. They do the Junior Boks. Kick ahead comes in. And going back is Jean Mentu. Gives it to Yaka Williams. Yaka Williams goes to the boot. Finds a good clearance, actually. A very, very good clearance from Yaka Williams. I think it's a bit harsh, actually, from the assistant ref. But it's up towards the 10-meter line. Good pace of play that. But an early warning sign there that New Zealand side's got a very good hand. We've seen it throughout the tournament. Lots of good options there. Running it hard in the midfield there is Caleb Woodley. Quick ball now. Good hands once again. Rico Simpson, Silky. Space. Good hands. They have to come across here. Does Minabelele. Comes off his boot and out for another line out. This is good work here from New Zealand. Under a lot of pressure here on the Junior Boks. Yeah, so he looks faces. He got injured. I think it was in the second game. And hasn't played since, unfortunately. In fact, somebody actually flew up to replace him. So, yeah, hasn't played the last few games, unfortunately. That's a good look. Looking for the rolling maul now in New Zealand. Edging forward. They're going around the corner here. Junior Boks need to be a bit careful. Now they do break. Vusi Moyo misses up the tackle. In fact, good carry there coming from the two. Penalty advantage now for New Zealand. Back on the angle. On the front foot here. That's a good tackle. But he's spinning hard and working hard in the tackle. And then loses it forward. And they'll go back for the penalty. So discipline here needs to be watched by the Junior Boks. Not releasing is the call from the referee. Right in front of the polls. If I was a betting man, I would say they're going to take the 3. I don't see why you wouldn't. You're in a final. Just take the 3 points and restart. Nope, they're going to go to the corner. And Rico Simpson this time does not kick it dead, so it'll be a 5-meter line out. They go to the back of the line to the All Blacks. A good functioning line. It goes around the corner. And the ball comes loose. Picked up and driven back is Jake Wiseman. But good carries this year from New Zealand. Junior Boks defense under siege. Now the big man. Faleafa out to the back. Rico Simpson. Comes back inside. Does Maloney Kanawave. Good physicality being shown by Ingabeza there. But good hands from New Zealand. Straighten. Good tackle there from Cheswell Yuster. Very good tackle. Good defense to shot from the Junior Boks. They're holding firm so far. Now a big carry coming that from Moses Basson. Woodley now. That's a nice tackle. Double tackle on Jack Wiseman. But space. Almost needs to offload that. Just short on New Zealand. Desperate defense here from the Junior Boks. I mean, there's at least 8 or 9 phases. Pick up and go. Batu Klikani drives him back. Desperate defense now from the Junior Boks. Ledger. And he's dependent. And ball popped to the Rico Simpson. Shows and goes. Rico Simpson. Cheapers me. How are they not scored here? Pick up and go. He's short again. And I think he's actually been held up. If he has been held up, this is phenomenal from the Junior Boks. If he's been held up here, then that's one of the best defensive passages you'll ever see. Yeah, having a check here, going upstairs. It was desperate defense and some very good tackles here. Pick up and go. And I mean, he was just short there. And the man's and he's got the hand underneath it. Then he has a go. I think he's still got arms underneath it. There's no ground here. That is incredible. Goodness me, that's good. I'm trying to work out if this is who the defender is. I want to say it's Guillermo Mentu. I don't think there's any ground here. I don't think you can award this try. I don't think there's enough here. I don't think there's enough evidence at all. No try is bundled out. That's the call. That is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant from the Junior Boks. Now we've got to get out of trouble, though. So, Minibelele needs to make sure he hits his line-out jumper. Ball over the top, and it's allowed to bounce, but on the bounce grabs Herman Lubber. Risky that from the Junior Boks, but it's worked out in the end. Now P looking for options. Goes short to JJ Turan. He's driven backwards in the tackle. Ola Nyali doing well to give him some assistance. P told to use it. Goes back to Vusi Moyo. It's not the best pass to Vusi Moyo from Harshan Pede, who for me is basically nailed on player of the tournament. Right, so out of the 22. Junior Boks doing well there, but not out of the woods yet. Still no contest coming from the Junior Boks. They'd rather sit to chase them all there. And another carry coming in the midfield for Jack Wiseman. Good carry that from Caleb Woodley. Up nice quickly those the Junior Boks defense. Vusimura this time making the tackle. Now to the right hand side. And Sika Paul pops it up to Rico Simpson. A lot of runners on the shoulders here. Good hands. Batlakani coming across. Makes a big tackle. Penalty advantage. I think he's saying is slightly high. And lots of pressure on the Junior Boks. But so far, coping. Another penalty advantage. Simpson gets the offload away to Wiseman. Brought down. Out wide and looking for options. Solomon gets caught in the ball. I think he's out here. No, manages to stay in. No advantage, goes back for the penalty. Junior Boks need to be a bit careful here. I think Ryan Norton's going to have a conversation with the referee about the Junior Boks discipline, saying next time is going to be a potential card. So 15 minutes gone, and we're under a lot of pressure on the Junior Boks. Yeah, 3 different options for the penalty there. Not ideal. Need to be careful. Don't want to lose somebody to the bin. All right, popped out. So New Zealand on the 5-meter line here. Around the corner they go, and they're going to be over here. And they've got a set move there. And tell you what, the Junior Boks did not react, or Batkani reacted, but too late. And they do respond to the All Blacks under a lot of pressure. You felt it was coming. And to be honest, I think we've done well, but not coming out with a yellow card. Tell you what, it's very intelligent player. I don't know how. So one of the New Zealanders actually comes in and they try to set the maul, and he actually basically wraps up one of the South African defenders there, which prevents him from even being an option. It's very, very clever. And that's what creates the mismatch. Rico Simpson now with the kick, a pretty difficult run right in the corner, and he's right-footed. So it's about as difficult as they come for him. So the Junior Boks will be looking, hoping that he pushes it left or right. And he does miss out on it. So 5 points to 7. New Zealand on the board. But no need to panic, people. No need to panic. We just need to get our hands on the ball a bit more. Right, Vusimura with the restart. Only thing I would say is that Alliance haven't been great so far. Vusimura goes pretty deep down the right-hand side. This time, Solomon making no mistake. In fact, it's not Solomon. They've actually changed it up there. So it's Cooper Roberts. Looking to try and run it out of the N22 yard on New Zealand. Or actually try and get a bit of a better angle. But they're doing well so far, the Junior Boks, to slow things up. Commit some of the New Zealand attackers. Now back in the pocket is Rico Simpson. And he looks to exit down the right-hand side. He's not going to find touch, though. Vusimura leaves it. And lands on the halfway line. He wants to keep it into Vusimura, then decides to leave it. It's on the halfway. It's a really good kick from Rico Simpson. So the Junior Boks back towards the halfway line. Need to just settle down a little bit. Just settle things down. Carve out some opportunities. If this Junior Boks side gets some possession, they can keep ball in hand for a bit. Then they then they're dangerous. There's tries they're going to score here. You got to get players like Cheswell Houston into the game. You got to get players like Ashton Pete into the game. Better line up that. JJ Turan takes it. And Kolanyali breaks, goes to Ashton Pete at first receiver, and he goes to Banter Kakani. And Banter Kakani with the step, and there we go. Erasmus. Mentu. Oh, Cheswell Houston's left it behind. Knock on advantage. That was really good. What did I say? I said, get these players involved. Banter Kakani with massive physicality is so good as Banter Kakani. I mean, he's just the giant of a human. I mean, he looks big in senior rugby. So New Zealand backside N22. And the ball goes down. The referee says no advantage. They'll go back for the original knock-on. This is so poor from Cheswell Houston. He's been so good. Because if he catches this, I tell you, the try could be on you. Oh, cheapers. And with the pace he has, it could have been very interesting if he held on to that. We'll go back for the scrum. Not the worst result, to be honest, because we got a penalty from our last scrum. We had a pretty good scrum so far. Right, so just waiting to feed the ball until the scrum is didn't pleasure. And then trying to get out quickly as there comes the pressure. Standing deep, though, is Wiseman. And he pops it up to Simpson. And goes to the boot. Does, tell you what, that's going to be out in the full. That's an awful kick coming from Maloney Kunawave. And he puts his hand up to apologize, but that has gifted the Junior Boks a line out inside the 22. Let's make this count. I mean, off the last line out, we had a bit of a set move there. And basically, the Junior Boks plan is quite simple. It's get the ball to Banter Kakani and let him run over people. And it's a pretty effective one, in fairness. It does work. What a talent Banter Kakani is. And we're going to see him in the Currie Cup here. Big part of that Sharks Currie Cup team that won that at the Currie Cup last year. They go to the back of the line. They get it right, though. JJ Turan. Kolanyali. Runs into the referee. Runs back into the referee. It's a bit frustrating. Now Minabelele. Fighting hard in the tackle. Penalty advantage for not rolling. Hashim P's got a free roll of the dice here. Left it behind. It'll be a penalty. Right, decision time. Yeah, I'll take the points, to be honest. We're in a final here, boys. I'll take the points. Yeah, Ryan Norton says, to the points we go. Just take the 3. Get ourselves back to a sort of 5-point advantage. Do I ask, is the same field Argentina played France on? I don't know, to be perfectly honest. I'm not entirely sure. Please do smash a like on the video, by the way. Let's try and see if we can get up to 50 likes before halftime. Over 500 people watching. And if you are new, as mentioned earlier, please also do subscribe to the channel on our journey to 90,000 subscribers. Right, Vusimil is a very good goal kicker. Puts his head down, then blows straight over the top. He's also got a 60-meter kick, so it's a weapon, that boot of Vusimil. Right, 10 points to 5, 21 minutes. Solid work so far. So far, so good. This whole cooling break nonsense. I really don't feel we need a cooling break. I just disrupts all the flow of the games, you know. It's a bit frustrating, to be perfectly honest. It's a little bit frustrating. Just don't feel there's a real need for them. It's not that hot. Surely it's not that hot. You know, I mean, it's like what's the team? I'm actually gonna check out the weather. Yeah, where are they? All right, here we go. I mean, it's 28 degrees. It's not that bad. I mean, come on, people. It is currently 28 degrees. I mean, just humidity 64%. Just deal with it. Deal with it, people. We played hotter weather down here. They were in the low felt today. In fairness, it was actually a bit overcast, but it would have been warm. It would have been warm. It's been warm there throughout the week. Christian Mass says Batu is running riot, saying New Zealand will fold after 30 minutes. Leon Fernandez says, love the content, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for jumping on. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for keeping me company. It's been a long day of rugby. And yeah, if you guys weren't keeping me company, I wouldn't be doing it. I wouldn't still be going. You know, and even now, as it is, we're kind of running on fumes, to be perfectly honest, because it has been a very long day. Da, 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 da. Right, we're ready to go again. 21 minutes and 25 seconds played in this final so far. Junior Boks leading 10 points to 5. Rico Simpson with ball in hand. Maybe we need to have like a heating break. Although to be fair, it's not actually like that cold tonight. It's 15 degrees. We're in the middle of July. Tough time to be South African, eh? Look at the weather we get. And Rico Simpson, JJ Turon goes up. It's a very good take from JJ Turon. Almost looked like it was played in the air. No, says the referee. But ball is available for Harsh and Pede. And Batu Lakani there, but Riley Norton takes it up. Ball poppers for Harsh and Pede, goes back to Vusi Moyo in the pocket. Vusi Moyo just launched it downfield. Rico Simpson goes to the... And now Stanley Solomon chips over the top. Solomon will give chase. And everybody misses it, actually, except for Cheswell Houston, who eventually takes it down. Out quickly there to JJ Turon. Nice carry from him. Big contact. Been some big hits so far in this game. Some big boys up there. Now Pete goes to the boot. Cheswell Houston will give chase. And will contest. And it comes back forward off of New Zealand. So it'll be a scrum. That's what you want. We want scrums. We've got a good scrum. We've got a very functional scrum. Devet saying, do you think Ackerman will give some of his under 20s a contract with the Bulls? Well, they're mostly all contracts, to be honest. JJ Turon being one of them. So literally all of these guys are under contract. Hashim P's at Lions. Vusi Moyo is at Sharks. Who else do I know offhand? I think Chisel Eustace at Province. I think Brattabili Khan is obviously at Sharks. I want to say Wandile Mlab is a Province. Good player. Very good player. We're having a check here of a potential foul play, I think. I'll tell you, it's on JJ Turon. It seems to be some contact. The way he reacts over here. Oh, I tell you what, number one, it could be in trouble here. Sika Paul looks like he's had direct contact to the face of JJ Turon. If they decide that that's direct shoulder-to-head contact, he could be in big, big trouble here. Just see if I can hear the referee. Yellow card and off-field review. Big moment in the game. Very big moment in the game. Well, we're hoping to get a penalty from the scrum. We've got a penalty anyway. And there's going to be an off-field review. They're going to take it to the bunker. And if it is, it'll be upgraded to a 20-minute red card, so it's not that deep if it is a red card. But anyway, New Zealand down to 14 men, and the Junior Boks have the penalty. Valentino already says the weather, the temperature should give the Junior Boks an added advantage over the All Blacks. And All Reality Show says, let's not underestimate the Hucker Babies, please. Let's win with humility, Junior Boks. Leo says, how long have you been doing this for? About 5 years. I think we started in 2020 during COVID. Towards the end, so more like put it full time about 2 years, to be honest. So we basically started. I quit my job in 2022, maybe actually, to try and do this full time. Not that we were making enough money to be quitting jobs, but you had to give it a bit of a go. But yeah, so full time about 2-3 years. The channel was started about we celebrated our 5-year anniversary I think it was actually this week or last week. Anyway, it's a good kick there from Vusi Moyo. Now, Minabelele needs to nail this line out and just put Batu Lekani in a gap. Good take that from Mlaba. Ola Nyali goes to Hashim Peed. Hashim Peed goes himself. I mean, the number 9 is such a good ball carrier. And it's just the way he navigates. He's so well balanced when he runs. Probably his first touch. I think we've actually lost JJ Turan. From that, probably going to do an HIA, with my guess. So Jaco Krobela onto the park. He's lost a boot in his first carry as well. Now here he goes, Simpiwe Ngobeze. Just short of the 22 here for the Junior Boks. Now Minabelele. And Herman Lubber making a yard or two. Ball available, Hashim P goes left hand side. I'll be Bester. Puts his head down. Nice contact from him. Quick ball needed from Hashim Peed to Krobela, who slips. He has only got one boot in fairness. And he bullet past. Jaco Williams comes inside. That's such good awareness there from Hashim Peed. Now Minabelele inside the 22. Looking work. Now in his turns well. Peed looking for options. Goes blindside. Dimitri Erasmus goes behind to Jaco Williams and goes back to Mlaba. He puts his head down and gets a bit more momentum going. P now to the right-hand side and a couple of fumbles, but behind. Chiswa Hurston now getting involved. Ball available for P. Back in the pocket is Vusi Moyo looking for that drop goal. And I think he snap hooked it. They probably should have. It wasn't a great pass from Hashim P. Probably should have just cancelled and gone himself after. But there is a player who's down here from the Junior Boks. And they just lost Jaja Terad. You can see the frustration from Vusi Moyo. And I think it's Kole Nyali, which would be a massive, massive blow if this is him. The top player, this entire back row is, I think, big future ahead of all of them, to be honest. I think you're going to see all of them popping up in URC teams and the likes of that. They're really, really good. I mean, honestly, the most Italian thing ever. There's a pizza box in the stands. That's like, you see Warsaw's down here. Over there's a pizza box. Classic Italy. So breaking play, and it's Kole Nyali, and I don't see how he's going to be able to continue. Or is he actually up? He's limping. He's desperately trying to walk this off as Kole Nyali. Let's see if he can continue. It'll be big for him if he can continue, but he's down. I'm going to try and strap him up here, maybe see if he can get going. At the Western Province as well as Kole Nyali. And it's a red card, by the way. It has been upgraded, so it'll be a 20-minute red card. Yo, this is a bit complicated now. So now I've got to upgrade that to a red. I've got to change the card to a red. And then, after 20 minutes, we basically should move it. So it's been upgraded to a red. But it's a 20-minute red card. So they'll be able to play. Yeah, I think it's pretty straight red, to be fair. He's eye upwards, direct shoulder to head contact. It's a high degree of danger. I mean, he's pretty devastated, is Seeker Pool. You don't like to see that. Getting the consoling from his teammates. Kolengari is still limping around. It's actually Scrobbelar who was getting some tape on his boot. And they go short here, do the All Blacks from the 22-meter dropout. And knocked forward now from the All Blacks. So it'll be a Junior Boks scrum. No advantage is the ref will go back for the scrum. And I want to see some more scrums. And because now we're going to have a replacement, by the way, because they're going to have to bring on Israel time. It's time for Israel. Sorry, it's been a long day. But I don't think Ole Nyali is going to be able to continue. Yeah, he's devastated, but it's not going to happen. We're going to have to make another change here. Logan says, more tries, bookies. Leon says, you're so long journey. Harry saying, well, congrats, appreciate it. Simon Oshiki saying, it's a great channel. All red says, people, I'm studying to be a teacher in my final year. I don't even know if I'll get a job. If I was I was going to try the police force and become an instructor as time goes. Don't know where you're off. If you're in South African, then I back you. Teaching jobs, we've got plenty. We need lots of teachers down here. Christian said, did we ever look like we're losing tonight? I wouldn't say so. We have got a 6-2 split, by the way. It's the saving grace at the moment because we've got Kuba Scrobbelar in, and now onto the park comes Stephanus Linda. But we lost Ole Nyali early on, and he's a big loss to us. Now here comes the second shot from the Junior Boks. Ashampede down the left-hand side, gets off the way. Yaka Williams is a brilliant line beat, and Yaka Williams has just managed to get that ball back inside of Pete. He goes short to Banter Klikani, who has a little bit of goose step there, a little bit of swagger about Klikani. Now Ronnie Norton, Junior Boks into the 22 on the front foot here. Pete goes to Herman Lubber, the big man. Slow ball from Pete. He goes to Kobus Scrobbelar. I'll be best now. Now Scrobbelar again pops it up to Vusi Moyo. On the bounce to Mentu. Yaka Williams is going to have to come back inside. Gets away from one. Bounces off another. Still goes Yaka Williams. Eventually brought down. Ball available for Hashim Pede. Whoop, bit of a fumble there from Ingobeze. But he recovers well, as the loose head. Now, Imbelele pops it up to Vusi Moyo. Bullets it to Bekane, who can't hold on. Loses it forward. Frustrating. Now, right idea. I probably should have actually held on to that about Slikani, to be fair. It was a bit of a bullet pass, but so we have another scrum. Yeah, scrums have looked alright as we head towards the half an hour mark. Still 14.5 minutes left on that red card, and then they will be able to replace. So I think they sacrificed. I want to say they sacrificed Caleb Woodley, and he'll be able to come back on basically at after the next 14 minutes. But that'll only be in the next half. So the rest of the half will be down to 40 men for New Zealand. Lewin says, no, but Boks need to get back in the game. They kind of looked a little unfit and a lot of errors. And Christian saying, looking at New Zealand trying to beat the third France team, they used them all, and all tactics were used against the British and Irish Lions. It's been quite an interesting day of rugby, actually, to be honest. I think France played pretty well against New Zealand and were in the fight. I thought Wallabies were a lot better than we expected. I'm not saying they were good, but it wasn't a thrashing. And everyone's saying, oh, but the British and Irish Lions didn't get out of second gear. Well, you only play as well as you're allowed to play. So a lot of that was due to the Wallabies, I think, disrupting a certain amount of it. But anyway, off the back of the scrum, Enrico Simpson now will clear. Looks a good player, as Rico Simpson. Right, Mentu. No, in fact, it's Yaka Williams. He throws it out to Mentu. There we go. This is where the Junior Boks can be so dangerous. Mentu comes back inside. Quick ball here from Hashim Pede. Goes to Mlaba. Nice play, Mlaba. Pede, thinking all about the snipe. Then goes off over to Ali Besto, who scored a brace in the semi-final. P now goes to Mlava, pops it up to Vusi Moya. Vusi Moya, long pass out wide to Yaka Williams, who kissed the pass. Almost needs to stay in there. Yaka Williams in the air trying to throw that pass out to Lekani because he knew it was a bit of a hospital pass from Vusi Moya. Just need to, I think, calm things down a little bit, yeah. I mean, he's in the air when he tries to make that pass to Yaka Williams. I think we just need to try and get things a little bit, just keep it back to basics a bit, yeah. All reality show says we need to study other nations more and be more humble. Leon Filion says, yeah, but the third game was messy for the All Blacks. Agreed. ZMC says, do you get deja vu? 12-11 incoming. Well, we can't get 12 or 11. New Zealand can get to 10 or 11, actually, I suppose. Yeah, so it could be 11-10, I suppose. Let's hope not. They go to the back line. They do the All Blacks. And coming around the corner is Litau. What we had done quite well is been playing in the All Blacks half for the last 10 or so minutes, which makes me feel a lot better about life. But just need to try and capitalize when we've had our chances. Use it as the core. Goes to the boot chat as Dylan Pledger. And it'll be a test for Yaka Williams arriving. Yaka Williams goes up and the ball comes, I think, forward off of New Zealand. They do. Knock on advantage here for the Junior Boks. P, long pass out wide. Mentu runs onto it. Little chip over the top for Cheswell Yuster. Cheswell Yuster thrown to the ground. Hashim P going on that side of Mentu with a bit of space. Mentu puts it on the boot. Is it going to stand up for him? Ball back inside. When Woodley is there, Hashim P will make the tackle. And a knock on there. No advantage from South Africa is the core. The skill set on display there. Very good there for Mentu with a little chipping behind. Good awareness there from Hashim P. See that space. The Mentu just puts the ball in the boot. Throws it back inside. And that's, I think, what drifts forward, actually, initially. So no knock-on advantage. Probing on the Junior Boks. But we've got to try and capitalize and make these chances count. Well, a big thank you, All Reality Show, for the super chat. Big shout out. It's been a while since we had a couple in the Boks team, but yeah, not something we've ever gotten right, actually, this whole super chat thing. But to be fair, I think, guys, I mean, the economy is deep out here, so we're very aware of that. We're having a look here at some potential foul play. Really hoping it's not against the Junior Boks because, yeah, we can't really afford to lose players here. Lewin says, today we had a Springbok squad that was so much experience. I really thought we were going to beat them by 70-20, but the amount of mistakes we made first half would cost us as we played like that against New Zealand. So we're looking at Albie Bester and the clean out from him. So I don't think it's actually as malicious. So actually he's trying to get over there and basically lift the man off the ruck there. But he tucks his right arm in here. I think he's going to be in trouble here as Albie Bester. I think we're going to be in for a yellow card. I think we're going to play in the next 10 minutes 14-on-14. I like that. Referee actually says he comes around, clear line of entry, and then he basically goes through. So I think that's fine. I think I don't think he doesn't come flying in. He basically comes around, sets himself. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Never mind. So they've gone back on that and they've decided there is foul play and it is a yellow card. How did that happen? I mean, initially they literally said there's a clear point of entry. I definitely don't think it would be a red card. I'd be very surprised if that gets upgraded. And now I've got to find a yellow card. Why do you have to make my life so complicated? Look, on initial look, I thought it was a potentially yellow card. There's a heck on it, and I think the issue was that he tucked his arm in as he went through. I could see what he was trying to do. He was trying to get basically underneath the guy, try and make the clear out. So I'll be best into the naughty corner. He's in the sin bin for the next few minutes, and basically almost aligned within 30 seconds. They'll come back on together. So it'll be 14 on 14, and then we'll be 15 on 15 shortly after that. And they lost the ball forward. They have New Zealand. Yaka Williams comes away with it, and Vusi Moyo is going to work with the boot. Or I'll tell you what, it's a good kick from Vusi Moyo. And after it is Yaka Williams. Watch out for Yaka Williams. He does get the kick in the head, but he slips in doing so, and he's back on his feet, and he's after the man. That's phenomenal work rate from Yaka Williams. It's a really good kick in the end from Stanley Solomon. But goodness me, Yaka Williams chased that kick. Oh, here we go, Yaka's Batalakani. Boom! So physical as Batalakani. But I tell you what, Yaka Williams with the work rate. I mean, he got there, managed to kick it through, got back on his feet, chased the man down, made the tackle, and that kind of work rate. There's a certain Rassi Erasmus who'll be watching this going, yes, lad, that's what we want to see. Anyway, the junior box on the front foot, Batalakani just pausing before he takes it into contact. RCB goes to Mbilebelele. He loses the ball backwards. Pete picks it up, dabs in behind, and I tell you what, this could be India for Mentu. Is it going to stay in? Oh, it just doesn't stay in. It just doesn't stay in. But probing, we think we need more of that. We've definitely got the pace in behind here. I would like to see a few more chips in behind, a couple of those. I mean, it's definitely been on. I mean, there, Hush and Pete makes the right decision. They're both ahead of the defenders. If that stays in, Mentu goes over. I mean, it's a big if. But it is. I mean, they very well could have gone over there. Right, so going back to the penalty advantage we had, by the way. So Vusi Moyo is going to take the 3 points here. I don't think it's the worst idea. Look, we're definitely looking at more dangerous on the two sides, but frustrating we haven't been able to make it really count. 5 minutes left in the first half. I feel we should be another try up here. Good kick that from Vusi Moyo. 13 points to 5 now. Less than 5 minutes on the clock. To the right-hand side, Rico Simpson goes. Yaka Williams underneath it, goes inside to Batalakani. Batalakani almost trying to burst through a gap. Had another strong half here as Batu. And back in the pocket is Vusi Moyo. Needs to find a good clearance here. It's a big kick all the way towards the 10-meter line. New Zealand trying to say they took it back. Referee says no. He's not having it. So that's a brilliant kick there from Vusi Moyo. Good line there. The New Zealand line's been pretty good. To the left-hand side they go. Look into the midfield, and there goes Woodley. We've seen him carrying a lot in the midfield. We've seen Wiseman carry a lot for the New Zealanders. He has a big man, Jaden Saar, bit of space. Ball back inside, pretty flat. Into but the ball goes backwards. Pick up and go. We should have a decision on Ali Bester, by the way, after this play. Pick up and go. And the ball comes loose. But Junior Turon, by the way, is back on the park. That's a nice addition to have back on. Time off. I think he's actually got a head clash here. No, he's actually fine. Yeah, Hashim P puts his hand up immediately. I think we're about to hear the decision from Albie Bester. So he's having a conversation. Apparently, a lot of chirping coming from New Zealanders. So it'll be a scrum. I actually didn't hear a conversation about Albie Bester there. So still haven't heard anything about Albie Bester. We're waiting to try and find out if there's going to be a decision. Surely there should be a decision made by now. We'll be restarting with a scrum. New Zealand scrum. Just a few minutes left on the clock here. Just over 2.5 minutes left. Big scrum that coming from the junior box, but New Zealand do manage to use it. And the wrap around there from Rico Simpson, but Chisel used to come up nicely, and the ball's come loose. Penalty against, wow, it gets a bit of a harsher penalty that against the junior box. I mean, they won't really mind that because they definitely had the dominance there. Apparently legally so, but it's a late opportunity here for the All Blacks. Thankfully, that was closed. And I just want to get to half time at this moment. I mean, I think we've had a relatively good half. Albie Bester, it'll remain a yellow card. That's what I thought it would be. And they go out again. Good defense there from the junior box. They go to the front of the line out. And the ball comes straight out. Less than a minute on the clock here. Surely, I mean, we could just score on the brink of half time. That would be phenomenal. Right, Mbelele. 30 seconds left on the clock. Good line, take that, Mlaba. Going with the early Moya. And on a bit of a run, actually. Bit of a running more at the moment. And now WATCHALONG comes to add his muscle mass, which is quite a lot. Up towards the 10-meter line. This is good. And still going. And breaks now does WATCHALONG. Very isolated. A couple of players need to arrive. Ingo Bears is getting through some good work. In fact, that was actually Mbelele. Chip at the top from Vusi Moya. Yaka Williams wanted it. Yaka Williams claims it. On the 10-meter line, junior box, Hashim P, that's a good offload, a good take that from Mlaba, spinning in the tackle as well. The hooter goes, but the junior box Nah, they say enough. We're not going to mess around. Vusimio chips that into the crowd, and we'll take half time. 5 points 13. Look, not a bad half. We've definitely been the better side. At the moment, I do feel like this is kind of our match to lose. But need to be careful. Need to be a bit more accurate because I think we've left points out there this half. And if we can just be a bit more clinical, then I think we've got this locked down. We'll see you in a bit. Don't go away. And yeah, smash like on the video. Subscribe to the channel as well. Trying to build to that 90,000 subscribers. Might have mentioned once or twice. Keep trying to help us get there.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun.